Does it make you believe in God when you hear about somebody suffering a head injury and then they come out speaking a language that they never have spoken before?
Yeah, but...
Because you're like, what is that? What? There's not like there's just all the languages are installed on my brain and it's just whatever's active at the moment.
Does that happen all that much, or has that only happened once, or has that ever actually happened?
I'm not sure it's ever happened. But you've heard it before, right? Where it's like some girl will hit her head and she comes back French.
I've heard that before, possibly on Full House, maybe on that same episode.
I'm telling you, right into the show, worsthouroftheweek@gmail.com. If you've ever heard of somebody, or if you yourself, maybe you're from Kenya and you listen to this podcast because you hit your head, now you speak English.
It could be very true. I have a good feeling most of the people who listen to this podcast have hit their head before, pretty severely. I never had a moment of beauty that made me believe in God. I have many moments of misery that make me not believe in him, though. Every time I floss my teeth, I think, how could there be a God? Why would he make food so easy to get in between my teeth?
Right. Yeah, we should have one tooth.
You should have.
I've always thought
I've always thought the same thing. You get two giant teeth.
Yeah. Two circular. They look like a mouth guard. I've always thought that.
It doesn't make any sense.
It can have ridges.
Because your teeth can't fix themselves.
Okay, so it says there have been at least 200 cases of foreign accent syndrome.
Okay.
Oh, so it's just an accent. Documented, which occurs when somebody recovers from a brain injury only to find themselves speaking in a foreign accent. This would be a rough era for that injury to happen.
Oh boy, it would be
Dude,
really
could you imagine if you hit your head and you wake up and you're speaking in a Chinese accent?
Oh, you have like a Sengali accent.
They're like, stop Asian hate, and you're like,
can I direct that short film?
Yeah, where you're just like, oh.
That's how you. Okay, Tyler, you have to YouTube this, by the way, foreign accent syndrome, just to see if somebody comes, because we have to see. I'm willing to put my bottom fucking dollar that they only speak British or French or Australian.
Oh. Hello.
I have a big
My name is Brian.
They choose very carefully. Here we go. Oh no, there's one where it speaks Jamaican. All right. Oh, there was
Chinese.
Chinese. Okay, we have to pull it up. We have to pull it up. This can't be real. There's no way people hit their heads and wake up improvisers. How is that possible? Okay, the woman who woke up sounding Chinese. Let's fucking listen to this.
So this is... See, how do you not believe in God?
Okay, if this is true, I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to determine whether or not I believe in God based on this video. This was on the BBC too, so you know it's a reputable news source. Mm-hmm. Hit play.
Sarah has spent most of her life in Plymouth and had
the woman who woke up Chinese is the name of the segment.
That sounds like a short story I had to read when I was a kid.
I said that right?
Yeah. 3.5 years ago, she was rushed into hospital with a migraine, which left her with a voice she didn't recognise.
You got this in picture?
I have not actually heard my voice in the conversation.
Okay, she is legitimately.
Her initial response
she can't do that.
She used to sound from a bank telephone recording.
Good afternoon, thank you for calling.
Was to long for her old accent to return.
Yeah, I'm not actually ringing about my policy though.
She's listening to her real voice right now.
I know it's me, but I feel like I want to say, oh, she make a good speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/worsthourpod to see the video here. We are looking at the most European woman I've ever seen in my life.
Syndrome. The condition has only 150 known cases worldwide.
Although it's called foreign accent syndrome, it's literally a speech impediment. There's nothing foreign about it. Obviously I don't have a Chinese accent. I've never been to China. You'd have to spend a considerable amount of time in China to pick up the accent. So it's impossible.
Are we sure this woman just didn't wake up with a head injury?
Yeah,
everybody's like, she just kind of sounds Chinese. Like
they're like, yeah, she's just like completely deteriorated mentally.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, well, you sound Chinese, but really, she sounds like she might be.
Yeah. By the way, Chinese people, this is a very big insult from the BBC to you. Like, this woman is
this
just
is what y'all sound like.
This woman is just now handicapped.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Google it or YouTube it again. I want to see if there's another one, Tyler. Jamaican. I want to see that Jamaican one.
People must wake up.
I fall off a horse. I wake up. What a guan child. What are the things they eat? The patties?
Oh, those are so good,
They're
dude.
so good. I used to every time I go to Brooklyn, I get those.
Yeah. I remember I had one. There's a swap meet by my house that I used to go to where they would sell those jerk patties, or what are they called? They're called something
They have
wild.
jerk chicken.
They're so fucking good. All right. This is the last one we have to see. Okay, so hopefully it's good. This is
Then you got to make a call on God.
Oh, this is the one where I'm going to base my decision on whether or not God is possibly real.
What took one child?
All right. There's a silent intro.
Well, imagine going to bed with a Staffordshire accent that you've spoken for the last 47 years.
So this
and then
only
waking
happens to
up with
British
a
people?
strong Italian twang.
Well, that's exactly what
It's that
happened to Mum
imperialism.
who 8 years ago suffered
Yes!
a brain injury. Which
She looks
left
like
her with
Iggy
medical
Pop, dude.
Whitest woman
foreign
ever.
accent syndrome. Kath joins us now,
Swedish,
along
without
with
a doubt.
Professor Rosemary Varley, and welcome both. Lovely to
hello.
see you. So it's 2006. You were suffering from bad health for a little while. You'd had headaches, and then you spoke to your sister on the phone.
She should get
and
dreads.
noticed that your voice was changing.
Yeah, I started off with just a lisp, and I was a bit concerned, and with ill health, I tend to get over fatigued, so I thought it was that.
She sounds more
so
deaf
I
to
went
me
to bed and
than
still there the
Jamaican.
next morning, slowly this lisp was getting a little bit strange.
Oh,
I
this
rang,
isn't the Jamaican?
Is this Chinese again?
No, this
my
is
knee was up there.
French,
Yeah, at that time,
Italian, and then also Japanese sometimes.
She switches from
That's
French,
what I said.
Italian, and Japanese.
I'm starting to think foreign accent syndrome is not real.
It should be called crazy bitch syndrome.
I need to. I'm sorry to ask this.
I'm sorry to all the ladies who listen to this podcast.
I do need you to now find out, Tyler, if there is a man with foreign accent syndrome, only because Brian brought it up. Now I need to know, because it does seem we are 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah. And they look like cat ladies, both of them.
It's, yeah.
You know,
I have a feeling something's up here, because every single one of these, I'm starting to see the same person. All right. It's
all women.
Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen, this is not good.
Why don't you
ladies.
just Google man with foreign accent syndrome?
Oh, is that a guy right there? Foreign accent syndrome? They all wake up. It all seems to go the same way. I woke up with a headache, and then all of a sudden I started
was
speaking Jamaican. Every time I have a headache, now I'm going to be worried, like, oh no. God.
Oh, no. What happened to me, child?
My head hurts. I don't even know what accent that was. I was trying to do African.
Oh, my head hurts.
That's good.
You got to go low.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I can't.
There's a lot of bass in the average African accent.
Let me say this. If I do wake up with an accent, it can only help my career. I will only have a better career.
By the way, that guy I was doing was a white African.
Yes, yeah.
Hello, I am a white African.
It's a good point. If you are white in Africa, you do have that accent.
Yeah.
And not a ton of white people in Africa.
No, but they have that accent.
I imagine it's a couple. couple of children of runaways from America.
Yeah, for sure. Or missionaries.
Missionaries, yeah.
Are you ready to give your life to Jesus Christ?
Clooney's doing YouTube ads now. Sad stuff.
So what's your call on God?
We're about to find out. Last video. Is there a man? Is this a man here, Mr.
There's George Stephanopoulos, I believe.
Oh, young George, looking great right there.
He's a good-looking dude.
You know what though? I bet you see him in real life. He's even shorter than me, and it would disappoint you a little bit. He would look like a little dull.
Yeah, he looks like a small, like a strawweight boxer.
Yeah, okay.
He's got a punched-in nose.
I do see that. Yeah, he does. He does seem like he would look great with his shirt off.
Yeah,
you know he looks good with his shirt off. Okay, let's find out whether this dude has foreign accent.
U.S. Springs. Navy veteran wakes up one morning speaking only Swedish. No memory of his past. Doctors have been trying to figure out exactly what's behind the transformation, and ABC's Rob Nelson has all the details.
Oh, he woke up speaking their language.
Johan Ek from Sweden, at least he thinks he is. His name is actually Michael Boatwright, an American Navy vet. In February, Boatwright woke up in this California emergency room in a Nordic state of mind, only speaking Swedish.
Why are they roasting him with every sentence? This guy has a serious condition.
Visibly emotional, he spoke to the desert sun through a translator.
That's the name I knew that I had, Johan Ek.
Police say Boatwright was found unconscious in this Palm Springs Motel 6, along with 4 forms of identification and a cell phone.
The cell phone contained several phone numbers, all of which were phone numbers from the country of China.
Records show
What
Boatwright
the
may be
hell
a
is
graphic
this
designer
guy?
who taught English in Asia and apparently lived in Sweden for part of his life. After several weeks of tests, doctors diagnosed Boatwright with the neurological phenomenon.
Yeah,
of
this guy,
global
this guy's
amnesia.
1000%
Experts who have
lying.
not treated
Yeah,
Boatwright
he thinks he's
say
Jason
his condition
Bourne.
may
Yeah.
be more psychiatric.
This guy definitely has somebody who's currently going, "Sir, Your Honor, just because he says," remember, he's making a mockery of this court. Just because he says he's no longer Michael Boatwright doesn't mean he doesn't owe my client $50,000.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, so women get accents and men are just lying.
Men are just criminals.
Yeah, just criminals.
Men are just on the run from some. I guarantee you, this guy killed somebody.
Yeah, that's like the same move where my friend Brad, he'll play deaf when he doesn't want to get caught, where his girlfriend was like, "Where were you last night?" And he goes, "Huh?"
I'm gonna try that with my girlfriend tonight.
What? Wait, what?
Unfortunately, I can only turn into an Arab man, so it's not gonna seem like that big of a stretch to her. Yeah, there's definitely somebody. This is because they
no God.
No God whatsoever. They completely pitched this guy. There's zero chance there's a God. They pitched this guy like they were like, could you imagine suddenly waking up knowing Swedish? Then they tell his story a little bit and they're like, he lived in Sweden for a little while when he was a kid. Like, of course
They just glossed over that. Also, they're like, the story, they really buried the lead. The story of him having 4 forms of identification and 4 Chinese phone numbers is a little more interesting than him lying about not being able to speak English anymore.
They completely glossed over the only important and interesting fact in that story. Like everything in this story, I could go to a Motel 6 right now and wake up and pretending to not know who I am. In fact, I imagine most people in Motel 6 wake up not knowing who they are.
Also, the fact that they highlight Navy vet, that's way down the list of how I would describe him.
Yeah.
As a guy who wakes up from being unconscious in a hotel with 4 forms of ID, living in China, on the lam from Sweden, I don't think his Navy service really has anything to do with what makes him remarkable.
I got to tell you, patreon.com/WHotW. This week, we are going to do a deep dive on Michael Boatwright. We're going to find out, we're going to get to the goddamn bottom of this guy.
Yeah, he is an interesting character. He looks like that libertarian dude who just died.
John McAfee?
Yeah.
He does look a little bit like John McAfee, yeah. This guy definitely looks like every man on Thrinder.
He
just
does.
a vaguely Eastern European Does he have ear piercings, or am I imagining them because he said he was Swedish?
Yeah, he looks like the Florida brand of Republican, like a Florida guy who he'll go to an orgy. He doesn't go to church.
Yeah.
But he's really into fireworks and guns.
Like the plaintiff out of every case, or actually I should say the defendant, out of every case where a guy shoots his girlfriend who's like 18.
Right.
It's always this guy.
That's what every Steve Bannon co-defendant looks like.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the donor. This is the high-end Trump donor in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. This is the guy who's running the Make America Great Again, treasury.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Boatwright. We're gonna look into him. God damn it! I want to find out every intricate detail. I guarantee you, Brian, we're gonna find out that he's a fucking criminal. He owes somebody a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Some woman is gonna go up and be like, "My dad is pretending to be Johan Eek."
I bet he's also the guy who claims to have like $10 billion worth of Bitcoin who can't find his password.
Yeah.
It's probably this guy.
This man is a disappointment and a half. There's no question about it.